This CCTV was key evidence in the trial that convicted Tik Tok influencer Mahek Bukhari, her mother Ansreen, and 5 others, killing Saqib Hussain and Hashim Ijazuddin. Let's break it down.
In this world of social media influencers, fame has become an attainable dream for many people. The perfect life they display online, however, is the only thing we know about them. And what if that sweet, bubbly personality they show on camera is actually all fake? Could these lovable influencers really be capable of dark deeds such as murder? Mahek Bukhari, a rising star on social media, captivated her fans with her delightful videos featuring her and her mother. However, things took a dark turn when the mother-daughter duo became entangled in a web of deceit, betrayal, and murder. In today's bite-sized true crime recap, we'll be diving into the life of social media influencer Mahek Bukhari, along with her mother who had a relationship with a boy almost half her age. We'll look at the complications of their relationship, how it ended, and the tragic consequences that unfolded. This is a story that exposes the tawdry side of social media fame. So stay tuned for TikToker turned killer, the shocking Mahek Bukhari story. Nothing about Mahek Bukhari's life is out of the ordinary. She is a 23-year-old young adult from a British-Pakistani family who lived an average life with her parents and her brother in Stoke-on-Trent in England. She was known to be close to her mother, Ansreen Bukhari, now 46, while her father, Ali Raza, was a busy businessman. They lived a simple life with no clue of the bizarre direction their lives were about to take. Like everyone else worldwide, Mahek's life changed when COVID hit and lockdowns instigated. Fortunately for her, however, it became the beginning of a new life, a life of fame as she took to building a social media presence. Mahek soon became an online influencer with an impressive following of well over 100,000 on Instagram and TikTok, where her followers admired her fashion sense and her makeup expertise. Mahek also uploaded photos and videos of her everyday lifestyle that helped her become even more relatable and therefore more popular. As she became more successful, she was able to attract sponsorships to cash in on her fame, giving her a net worth in 2021 of approximately $250,000. Mahek soon found herself experiencing a far more luxurious lifestyle as a result of her social media influence status. With her growing fame, the money was coming in too, something that other wannabe influencers were struggling to achieve. So what was her secret that set her apart from other young women on these online platforms? It was none other than her mother, Ansreen Bukhari. At first, Mahek mostly uploaded solo videos, but she hit gold when a video of her with her mother received incredibly high views. She quickly switched over to making more mother-daughter duo videos, which people seemed to love far more than the solo ones. Mahek's mother, Ansreen Bukhari, was not only supportive of her daughter's career, she enjoyed the fame it brought her too, and she was happy to participate. Mahek's views skyrocketed from 40,000 to 300,000 after she introduced her mother in the videos. Ansreen Bukhari quickly grew her own following on Instagram too. She was a Pakistani-born woman who moved to the United Kingdom in her early childhood years. Her dream was to become a flight attendant, but her parents didn't agree with her and instead prevented her from going to college and arranged her marriage with Ali Raza, a busy businessman. She became a housewife and her life revolved around the upbringing of her 2 children. But this lifestyle wasn't enough for her, and the moment she had a chance to break free, she took it. Ansreen decided to live her life how she wanted to, and in doing so, decided to go out and meet new people. She signed up for a dating app where she met Saqib Hussain, a young boy the age of her daughter. They got talking and soon exchanged numbers, starting out as friends, but things quickly became sexual and an affair started. It's alarming to note that the young boy, Saqib Hussain, was only 18 when the relationship started, with Ansreen already 42 years old. This budding affair would last 3 years, eventually becoming a tale of obsession and regret. 3 years passed and Ansreen started to get bored with her exciting relationship with Saqib. She decided to break things off and move on. Simple enough, right? Except that it wasn't, not for Saqib. Saqib couldn't understand what was going on and why the relationship was ending. He wanted answers that Ansreen refused to give. As Saqib was spiraling out of his mind, Ansreen was ready to put things behind her and move on. She stopped replying to him and started ignoring his calls. This only added fuel to Saqib's obsession as he wanted Ansreen back at any cost. In his irrational and obsessed state, he resorted to blackmailing Ansreen with pictures he had of her and a sex tape they had made when they were together. At some point in his blackmailing, Saqib even asked for the money he had spent on Ansreen back, which was nearly £3,000. Saqib had no idea how dangerous a road he had chosen and what it would mean for him in the end. Suddenly, the tables turned, and the so far unbothered Ansreen became frantic and worried. A sex tape leak would mean the end of her life as she knew it. She was a British Pakistani woman and a Muslim to top it off. She was from a culture and society that saw extramarital sex as completely unacceptable. Pair that with her being married and having an affair with a boy almost half her age. Her fame, her following, her family, and indeed her entire life could be swept away in an instant. This concept was terrifying for her, and there was no way she could let this out into the world. She turned to her daughter Mahek, who already knew about the affair, and they both did what no one should ever do. They chose to take the law into their own hands. Mahek recruited help from a few friends and set about luring Saqib out by promising that they would settle things and even return all the money that Saqib had spent on Ansreen. Saqib agreed to meet but had no idea what Mahek and her mother had planned for him. On February 11, 2022, Saqib reached the Tesco car park in his Skoda Fabio with his friend Hashim Ijazuddin exactly as Mahek had told him to. As they reached the car park, they noticed that there were two cars waiting for them. One was an Audi TT and the other was a Seat Leon. They thought that Mahek and her mother were up to something and, feeling spooked, quickly got out of there with the two cars following. One of the cars had Mahek and her mother Ansreen in it, while the other had 5 of Mahek's friends who were ready to beat up Saqib and take his phone from him. According to camera footage, it was confirmed that both the cars followed Saqib and his friend. As they tried to escape, the meetup turned into a high-speed car chase with speeds up to 90 miles per hour. During this time, Saqib was talking to Mahek to try and make sense of the situation, but finally made the right call and called 999. He told them he was being chased by 2 cars, and one of the cars had 6 guys wearing masks. He told the police call handlers, "There's guys following me. They have balaclavas on. They're trying to ram me off the road." While on the call, there was a sudden scream from Saqib and the call disconnected. Shortly after the call, the police received a report of a car crash at 846 near Leicester. 2 dead bodies were found on the scene, which were later identified as Saqib and his friend Hashim. The pair were killed in a car accident that was believed to be a result of the high-speed car chase. Sadly, Hashim had nothing to do with the messy situation and was simply there as a friend because Saqib had asked him to drive for him. Their tragic fate resulted in an investigation that quickly led to the arrest of Mahek and her mother Ansreen. Their trial started in April 2023, and after 15 weeks of long court sessions, the results were announced. The case was described by prosecutors as a case of love, obsession, and extortion. The court heard about the possession of sexual videos and images of Ansreen by Saqib Hussain, and the barrister told how Mr. Hussain was becoming increasingly obsessive while professing his love for her and begging her to continue the relationship. Mahek and Ansreen at first completely denied any involvement in the car accident or the boys, but with the help of camera footage and their chats, the truth was quickly discovered. Ordinarily, in a case like this, Mahek and Ansreen would have been charged with manslaughter, but in this situation, clear evidence was found in the form of death threats that Ansreen had sent Saqib, which indicated that Ansreen and Mahek were out to take Saqib's life from the get-go. On the 1st of September 2023, Mahek Bukhari was sentenced to lifetime in prison with a minimum of 31 years and 8 months, while Ansreen Bukhari was sentenced to 26 years and 9 months. Rakan Karwan, one of Mahek's friends in the other car, was jailed for life with a minimum of 26 years and 10 months. Rais Jamal, another friend, was jailed for life with a minimum term of 36 years and 45 days. Natasha Akhtar, another friend, was sentenced to 11 years and 8 months for manslaughter, and 2 other friends who were in the second car were jailed for 14 years and 8 months for manslaughter each. This tragic story serves as a stark reminder that what social media portrays isn't always reality. Mahek Bukhari and her mother Ansreen Bukhari showed the world their perfect lifestyle and gained large followings on social media platforms. Yet, in reality, they had secrets and problems which led to wrong choices and dark deeds that resulted in the death of 2 young men. Saqib Hussain and his friend will sadly never return to their families. However, thankfully, justice has been served, and social media influencers Mahek and Ansreen Bukhari will never again have the opportunity to mislead and hurt anyone else.